Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And this is a quick overview of an offline application that combines Quran exploration, semantic tagging, and study authoring in one offline application. So we'll start with our command palette. This is something where you can search for anything that's present in the application, corpus, ayahs, lexicons, anything that's available. For example, for the root kataba, we can open it in the main view, and then we also have a companion or lens view, which are these two options. We can open the corpus lens or the lexicon lens. So let's go with the corpus lens for now. And so this is our lens area. We can have several lenses open over here. We pull up the top context for this root. So in this case, it's the ayah with the most mentions of the root kataba. And this is, of course, ayah 282, which is a very long ayah. And this ayah is the top context for several roots, kataba, shahada, and malala, which is very interesting. And then we, of course, have the other lemmas for this root mentioned over here. And from here, we can also jump to the lexicon lens. And so go to Anaya. And again, here we can open it in Surah view or eye context lens or morphology lens. So let's go to the Surah view. And so it's open right here for us. And then from here, we can click on any of these words. So let's see, we go to Shaitan. And so this is our morphology lens, which opened up here as well. And that word is selected with its morphology. The whole eye is here. And if I want to jump to the root lens from here, the corpus lens, I can do so. And we will pull up the first ayah in the Quran that has the most usages of shatana. And the lemmas are right here as well. Every lens contains its own history. And so if you see for this corpus lens, we can go back to the kataba that we were looking for before and then shatana right here. And the same way, if we go to lexicon, this again contains its own history. And so we can go back and forth here as well. Now, if we wanted to see this root in detail, we can actually promote this to the main view. And once we do that, we will have this root open over here. And now here we have some additional details. So for example, we have a concept of semantic bonds. And so we see right away that khatawa is a root that's semantically bonded to shatana, which is interesting. So if we click here and open it in our lens on the side, we will see that, the ayah where khatab is mentioned the most, this is semantically bonded to shatana. Similarly for naza as well, it's also bonded. So these are some patterns in the Quran that we surface right off the bat, so we can use them in our study. And then again, some lexical neighbors for this root, primary context, and then for each lemma we pull up just the first ayah that has the most mentions of that lemma as well, and then lemma bonds over here. For root, we have both the root bonds and lemma bonds that are rootless because they're usually proper nouns, which is interesting as well to see that Ayub and Suleiman, they are semantically bonded with Shatan as well. If we go back to our Surah view, and we can from here see the Arab, this is our Arab lens, so we can see all the Arab for this. And also we can see the phrase lens as well. So all of these lenses are connected to each other. We can jump back and forth from here. And the main view is basically navigation is handled from here. But all of this is being brought together, all this exploration and interlinking for the purpose of study authoring. And so this is a full-fledged editor. Let's say we say story of Ayyub Islam. And so let's say the first mention, which is not really correct, but I just wanted to show this feature. So that's it. You can basically pull in an ayah, but this is not just text. So this is a first-class citizen. Anything in the application, whether it's an ayah, root, lemma, phrase, ayah span, and then tokens that we tag later on, all of these are first-class citizens for this study. And so we can pull them in, and they're not just pulled in as text, they are actually fully integrated into the application. So if from here, if I wanted to click here, it's again going to show me this side, and you can jump back and forth over here. We can collapse and expand this. So for example, if I wanted to see the context of this, right? So if I go here, it shows me sort of a mini surah view on the side, and I see what's happening in I after that. Quickly, and then you just do 38, 42. I can actually hold one and drag it up if I wanted to. If it's an application development and I'm looking for feedback, critique, suggestions, I have my own ideas on what I want to go with this, but I would really like to hear from you guys and give me suggestions on what exactly would be useful for a tool like this, where you are documenting different kinds of studies. So there will be different types. So you have a topic study or a root study, or a theme study, thematic studies, where you can basically start writing stuff, pull stuff in from the Quran, and it's always linked back to the application itself. We can save these studies in the database locally. We can also export them out in Word and PDF, which makes it basically a static document, or we could export it out as a JSON, which means that you could then share that with another user that is using the same application, and when they import that study, it's all linked within the application, so it's a live document like that. Assalamu alaikum.